All right. Hello, I am Chaotic Vito, your humble DM for the evening. Let's jump to the players. To this way, Dubstepper. Hello, who are you? How you playing? Who you playing? How are you?
Good morning. Hi, I'm Dubstepper. I will be playing Janaris today in the unfortunate scenario that we have in front of us. Hopefully things go our way, but we'll see where the dice lands us.
Nice. Well, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Next over there, we got Nameless Orange. Hello, Nameless Orange.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Nameless Orange, and tonight I am going to be playing Felmare, my auto-gnome artificer.
Nice. Yeah, new character. Jumped in last session. I like it. Excited.
And non-exhausted.
That's true, and not dead, so that's a plus. All right, jumping right down here, we got Nerdy Nobody. Hello, my guy. Who you playing tonight?
How's it going, everyone? I'm the Nerdy Nobody. Tonight, I am playing my Dragonborn Viha Ryu. I'm getting back into him a little bit after a couple of character deaths. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, the dice will be nice to us all tonight.
We shall see. And last but certainly not least, we have Twisted Fate. Hello, my guy. How you doing? Who you playing?
Not bad. I'm playing Pops, the most recent addition to the party. And doing good.
Good. Nice. All right. So, y'all, session 5, man. It is, I know we play every other week. It seems like it's too long between us sitting down at the table together. And I appreciate you all sticking around and getting through this with me. Last session, a little bit of stuff happened.
It's worth it.
Does anyone want to give me highlights from last session? Little recap.
Oh, well, we fought a Cyclops that proceeded to murder a bunch of the party.
Pound us into the ground. Us into the ground for the most part.
We hyped ourselves up and lost a lot of money.
True. It's true. You did lose a bit of money. And you all got your long rest.
Yes,
we
did.
We were immortals.
Yep.
You sure did.
Public crowded bar.
We listened to a bunch of political talk, and now we're getting arrested, apparently.
Yeah, the debate between...
Yep. And now we're gonna see how this goes down.
Yeah.
The debate was between... Who got twisted? Yep.
The Bleak Cabal and the Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye, yep. Out of the two of them, the bleak cable and the mind's eye approached two of you separately and said, "Hey, come to our headquarters. You would be a great fit for our organization," and hand you a little pamphlet. Then you guys kept walking on your way to try to figure out a little bit more about what's going on to you, the glitch or something that's going on. So while you guys were walking down the crowded streets, y'all are on the right map, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. All right, as you guys are walking down the clerk's ward, crowded, busy streets, denizens going about their business as normal, just walking around doing things. You guys were stopped abruptly by, if I can pull this up, by a handful of individuals carrying like snapping taser pole arms, which are pretty stinking dope, if I do say so myself. I like those a lot. Hey, I appreciate it, Dubstepper, very much. You heard, "Halt, criminal. You're under arrest for violating the laws of the multiverse. We can do this the easy way and then snap, snap, or the hard way." And that's where we ended last session. So y'all find yourselves, as you are on the map, surrounded by four of these, what you gather, harmonium officers that are kind of just, trying to do what they were told to do here. And Parisa, you look over at Parisa, and she's kind of stumbling back and forth, and she like nudges Pops and like leans down and like kind of whispers and says, "I'm sorry, I can't go back to prison." And she like takes off, and she disappears. She leaves. You see her like galloping around people. Excuse me, pardon me. I can't go back to prison." All right, so yeah. So these harmonium officers are surrounding you guys. What is going on? What are you guys doing?
How many of them are there?
There are
four we see.
Four that you see, yes.
And the female's the one that addressed us and accused us?
Yes. She is the one. She looks like to be the one in charge currently.
I'd like to subtle cast detect thoughts on her.
Okay.
And subtle cast is one of my sorcerer abilities, and
Yes.
I can just ignore moving my hands and the verbal components as well of spells.
Correct. Okay. Are you just getting surface thoughts, or?
I would like to kind of guide her thoughts to get my answers. I'll ask her what our charges are and or who she works for, who sent her.
So detect thoughts. Can you speak into their mind? Can you speak to them? You can just hear them, right?
Right.
Can you throw that in the chat? Yeah.
I need a wisdom 15 save from her. And what it is I can hear her emotional state, reasoning, or if something looms heavy on their minds, but I can also kind of guide their initial thoughts by asking questions and then making her think of the answer, even if she doesn't give me the actual answer.
Okay. Got it.
Did I display? No, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. So you are probing deeper.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask.
So I'll give you what the surface thoughts are. Surface thoughts that you hear are like, "Man, it's almost lunchtime. I should have packed something better than this stupid sandwich. Hopefully these guys come quietly. I ain't got time for this. We got better things to do. And just kind of disgruntled a little bit. So then diving deeper, you want to kind of guide. You want to ask the questions verbally.
Yes. Questions verbally directed at the target will naturally shape the course of thoughts.
Okay.
And I can hear what she thinks.
Sure.
So, what are our crimes? What have we done wrong? And who sent you?
And she tells you that crimes against the multiverse is what you're being arrested for, she says. And we've been sent by those higher ranking than you need to know. Yes. And then what you hear what you hear past that is that who is this old geezer asking about directions we're getting from the high courts. They just need to come along. If they keys, and she says, like, you know what? I hope they do it the hard way. Then maybe I can get a little bit of time off for that sandwich.
So, as Pops is probing the thoughts,
Yep.
I'd like to address the Harmonium officers and kind of still with that southerny accent that Genyaris has.
Okay.
My voice isn't up for the task right
You're
now,
fine. You're fine.
but address them and say, you call us criminals, yet not know who we are. But how can gods of this universe be charged as criminals? And I'd like to cast Wild Shape
Okay.
into my giant elk form.
Okay.
Kind of in a more slow, dramatic fashion, like like a proper morphing.
Okay, let me... Controlled by Dubs. Okay, so you...
Yeah.
You're there. Okay, good. You, as Dubs says this, you all look at him, and he slowly starts to morph. It's like the old like 80s, like kind of like werewolf transformation, where like you see like part human still, and like the nose,
Nice.
the nose extends, the antlers start to bulk out, and like he starts to grow like a longer back as he starts to hunch over into extra legs begin to pop out of his body as he slowly transforms and grows and starts to tower over you guys. Are you trying to be threatening?
Yeah, I would say it's an attempt to be intimidating.
Okay. Roman intimidation check.
Oh my lord.
Well, that's a 0.
That's a nat 1.
I'm gonna see
unfortunate.
if they. Okay, they rolled low, but they still rolled higher. So you look at these guys, and they kind of look at each other, and
Right.
they snap their pole arm, and they say, "Kid, I guess kid, kind of. You're like small, but you're like smaller than yeah." They say, "Kid, you're in Sigil, like 90% of the people here can change into things that they aren't. That's not fooling anybody, he says.
Ryu's gonna take like a somewhat defensive stance and like, I don't know what we're being charged for. Like how I'm gonna admit to doing something I didn't do.
Okay. And okay, so jumping back to Pops, while this is happening, Pops, was there any other thing you wanted to guide, or anything you wanted to ask to try to glean?
Nope.
Okay. And all right, so the Harmonium officer standing in front of you guys and behind you guys, I guess, backed by Ryu and Felmir, kind of snap the pole arm and say, "Look, just come with us. You'll stand court. You'll stand trial. Crimes against reality. Don't really know what that means, but they told us to bring you in. They described who you were. The Lady of Pain sees everything." And they kind of take a slight step closer.
You don't even know what they are?
I'll try to, hearing Lady of Pain, and not knowing much about the current situation of where I am or who's in charge or anything, I'll go ahead and try to pay attention to that on the, what I guess is the lieutenant or leader of these guys, the one with the sandwich.
Okay. The one with the sandwich, yeah. Got it. As the other Harmonium officer says that, you kind of detect like irritation some more, that there's no need to tell these criminals that it's not our job to ask questions. The Lady of Pain directs something. The eyes of the city isn't wrong. We're not the executioners. Well, we're not the jurors. We don't decide, but I hope these guys get the axe because they're being annoying, is what she kind of says. And you like get fleeting like tinges of like, I'm hungry. Damn that sandwich. Just have to stand trial is like the last little bit that you get. And okay. She kind of takes a step. Well, you took a step anyway. And this one kind of moves up a little bit. Yeah.
Not knowing how much the snacks are, is there a merchant?
There is.
Okay. I'll turn to him and ask how much some of the food is.
He kind of looks at you. It's a guy with like kind of young guy in his like 20s, probably, just like selling little skewered meats or something. And he like kind of like, he's already kind of like backed off a little bit because the Harmonium officers are there. But he's
criminals
like yeah, and he like his eyes like go back and forth between you and the Harmonium leader. And he's like, 5 copper for one of these. And he like holds it up, and you see his hand like shaking a little bit.
We'll pull out 15 silver and place it down and ask for 2. And I'll give her 1 and I'll put 1 away if I can.
So she's kind of like, you see her as you're doing that, she like crosses her arms. And as you're beginning to like reach out toward her, roll me a persuasion check.
21.
Okay. Pretty sure. Yeah. She kind of stops. And she takes her hand and she's about to slap it out of your hand. You see like her brow start to furrow, and she's about to slap it, but then she just like stops and she like bites her lip and then grabs one and says, "This doesn't change anything. Now let's go. And she like starts to like usher you back the other way. Okay. She's like, nope, come on, old man. And she's like ushering, and she like takes a little nibble. Let's go.
As Pops is getting ushered,
as this guard, as this one guard gets close to me, I just kind of look at him like, if the rest of my party will go, I'll go, but do not touch me.
Well,
gotcha. What do you got?
Pops is
Tubbs?
Getting ushered. I am going to charge in an attempt to make way for the rest of the party to flee if they so choose. At the dude with the kind of the cattle prod, basically. The electric clicky clack stick. And attempt to ram him.
Perfect.
Knocking him back to create that space for the party to give the party an opportunity to flee if they wish.
Okay, as you bolt forward, is that ram? Is that an attack on him, or are you just trying to see if you can knock him off balance to like get him out of the way or something?
So, the stipulation is charge.
Yeah.
But in order to knock him back, I have to make the ram attack.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for it. Go ahead.
23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. And it's an extra 2d6.
I'm kind of hoping we go into initiative here.
So 4d6 of damage. How do I roll extra dice and beyond?
There should be a little dice.
Oh, there we go. Did I do that right? Oh, 4d6. Uh, 14 plus 4 is 18, and I need a DC 14 strength saving throw.
Strength save.
To not be knocked prone.
Got it. He rolled a natural 1.
Let's go!
Alright, so I will do this.
Yeah.
I will put him on... Where's my prone condition? Where are you? Yeah, that sounds... Let's give him some back pain and toss him away a little bit. Probably like back here. Let's say he gets pushed back and he gets a little back pain. He topples over. Whoa! And his clickety clacker kind of like lays off to the side of him. And the other one's just kind of, you hear the zzz of like the tasers initiate more. And the rest of you, I assume with your passive perceptions, will kind of recognize what Jen Yaris is trying to do to assist you all in attempting to flee, if you so choose.
Yes.
Noticing that, I'm gonna follow his plan, and the moment I see an opening, start taking off.
Okay.
Let's go to initiative.
So we will jump into initiative. Roll for it. Don't forget to click your tokens. All right.
4. I'm doing the whole mobile.
Okay.
It worked this time for me.
Nice. I love it.
normally you have to do it manually for me.
Right. And then let me add Ryu at a turn. You said a 4.
4.
Okay, and then the elk is at 6. Okay, so we will do this. Because Dubs Genyaris did that, we will say they're all surprised for this first round. So we will go with Felmir. Oh wait, who is this? Who is this? Is this? Okay, I still had the giant in there, or yeah, He's not here. Definitely not here.
Hope not.
Yeah, he just starts lumbering. Hey, where's my money? So we'll start with the top of the initiative and a surprise round. Felmir, you are up. What are you doing? You see Genyaris charge at this Harmonium officer, knocking him off balance onto his back, and he's laying down. The other ones kind of turn and look at this giant elk, and it looks like they're about to do something, but you think you have an opening.
Well, I'm gonna make an attempt to get away, but man, which way do I want to go though?
So there's yeah. Whichever way you want to go.
For reference, there's about 6 feet between my underbelly and the cobble.
Okay.
So
Got it.
party can't pass underneath.
Got it.
We can pass underneath?
Yeah, you can. There is room.
Alright, then I'm gonna go. Well, I will probably proc an opportunity attack.
I'll say during the surprise round they don't get it because they're still kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
Me. 530.
Are you gonna dash?
Yeah, I'll dash and then.
Okay, so you'll get off the screen. So roll a d8 for me, please.
D8.
Yes.
Oh. 5.
5. Okay. So you see, as you're beginning to round that corner and starting to like get away from the Harmonium officers, you see a clunky, large metal man, like construct. He's barreling down the street. He's carrying like a dozen satchels, and it looks like he's on a mission to get somewhere. So I need you to either. What do you want to do? He's like coming like right at you, just like going where he's going.
Well, all right. I am.
He's just barreling.
Okay.
He's like, got to get these satchels there. All
right. I am. I'm gonna use. All right. I'm gonna use grease.
So is that an action?
Oh wait. No,
You already You already dashed.
Yep. Okay. Well.
Do you want to try to dodge out of the way or go somewhere different?
I'll try to dodge him.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Cool. 17.
17. Okay. He comes barreling at you. You just duck out of the way. One of the satchels is like slow motion. Like you turn your head and it's like, whoa. And it just like goes right past your face. You succeed in getting around this guy. He barrels off down an alleyway, but you're free to continue on. So we'll leave you at the edge. I'm going to move you off screen slightly.
Okay.
So to show that you're off screen. Okay.
I would say I would have used the other I would have used like 15 more feet of movement.
Yeah, that's fine. You're now out of the way. They're kind of, this one here is prone. The other one's kind of focused on Genioris. All right, Pops, what would you like to do? The Harmonium officer leader kind of like looks over your shoulder and her eyes get wide, and like as she's like slowly chewing this meat, she kind of like lets go of you because she was ushering you, and like you hear her yell, "Hey!" toward like what's going on down the path. So it seems like you might have an opening to escape if you want to flee.
Okay, I'll take like the biggest mouthful I can possibly eat.
Okay.
And
I just picture Pops like hit slow motion, like he's turning and looking where they're looking, as you like taking a big bite and then trying to figure out what to do.
like chipmunk cheeks.
Yep.
yeah, I with a complete mouthful, looking at her, I'll smile, shrug, and misty step.
Okay.
To here.
Okay. Perfect.
Still facing her, I'll wave and then turn up the street, and use the rest of my movement to come
Follow
up here.
behind.
Yeah, as much as I
Felmir.
can.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. How much movement do you have?
You on website because it's dumb in the app.
Should have, as long as you can get more than 20 feet, you're good.
Yeah, I think
Let's say that.
35.
Okay. Perfect. So we'll say you get off, you get up near Felmir. You get near him.
Okay.
And then once,
Also, can I do one other thing?
Yeah,
the
sure.
Misty step was a bonus action.
Yes.
So while I'm still standing here, can I use Mage Hand to grab the Tase Rod?
So he's still holding on to it. It's just his arms down. Yeah. Yeah. He just flat back and it's off to the side.
Okay. Okay. Make a run for it.
Let's move you up there. Okay. As you're running, roll me a D8, please. Let's actually keep you right there for a minute. Better. A 7. Okay. Okay. As you're running, you see Felmir up ahead of you dodge out of the way of this barreling large construct creature, and out in front of you, the construct kind of bumps into like the edge of a building, and stacked along the edge of the building are like discarded like filing cabinets, and they start to tip over. Papers start to flutter around like birds as they fall in your direction, and they start to litter across the path in front. What would you like to do?
Can I try to telekinetically shove the pile so that it stabilizes before it falls?
Yeah.
Because I haven't used my action yet. The Misty Step was bonus.
So telekinetic shove is a saving throw for them. Right?
I just meant to stabilize the
Yeah.
but yes,
yeah.
it would be.
So it would need a saving throw. Okay. So all right, I'm just getting my shit in order. Yeah, it's an object, so that happens just fine. Yeah, so you reach up as it's falling, and your hand glows with arcane energy, and the papers kind of hover a little bit, and the cabinets kind of get pushed back up against the wall as you continue to sprint by. And still hot on the tails of Felmir. Nice. Genioris.
Can I actually?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Can I stay somewhat in vision,
Okay.
or like close enough, far enough away that I feel like I got away, but close enough that I can still come back if I have to?
Sure.
Okay.
Genioris, what do you got?
Okay,
Your buddies
so-
are starting to sprint away.
Yeah. Given that I kicked this off with an action, do I get
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
still something I can do, or do I?
Yeah, we'll say that was
have
outside of
bonus?
combat. Yeah, you have a full turn. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna take a step forward,
Okay.
away from the wall. Give it a little bit more breathing room if Ryu wishes to run through, make it a little easier.
Okay.
And then I am going to ram this guy. See if it'll do it. This will not be to knock him prone, but just a straight up attack.
Okay.
25 to hit.
Yep, that'll definitely hit.
Okay. For an 11 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you ram into his chest and he takes it. He's not super thrilled about it, but he's not thrown off balance or anything, not knocked prone. Just taking some damage. What else would you like to do?
And then after doing that, I'll kind of look at Ryu. Hopefully he sees me, and kind of sway my head in a motion that indicates get out of here.
Okay.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Easy enough. Ryu, you see your companions starting to sprint off. Beat feet, pork chop sandwich, kids. They start to run and get out of there. Now, what are you doing?
Yes. Seeing him kind of gesture, I'll start taking off. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll get to about here, and then I'll stop. I'll look at him, and I'll say, I'm not leaving without you. And I will go ahead and cast the 6 feet, 10-foot square, or 10-foot moon, or cube. Sphere, damn. Geometry. I'm going to cast Shatter on that guy right there.
Okay.
So it'll be a 10-foot sphere. Okay, let me get into my actions. And it is a DC con 9 Constitution 9 saving throw. They take 3d8 thunder damage, half as much on successful save.
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry, what's the save?
Constitution 9.
Constitution. Okay. So, let me roll. It's going to hit both of them. To set it on that one, it's going to hit the one adjacent. So
Yeah.
the one that it's centered on,
Yeah.
he rolled a 14, and the other one next to Jen Yaris Elk rolled a 16.
All right, so it was a 12 for damage, so they're both going to take 6.
Okay,
Half on a saving
perfect.
throw. Or half on a save.
Perfect.
And I believe that might be all I can do.
Okay, as you're running
So
by
that'll
and you're
be it.
casting this, roll me a d8.
All right. Evan.
Okay. That filing cabinet begins to fall. Again, that Pops reached up and stabilized, but it's stabilized, but it stabilized too well, and it kind of banged against the wall, and it's starting to tilt over again and fall down toward you. What would you like to do?
But if JR was here, he'd probably be part of this. I'm going to go like full like football, like just try and barrel through it and just keep running.
Okay, roll
Make
me
like a quarterback tackle stance and just
Got it. Roll me an athletics check.
a what?
Athletics.
All right. 12.
So you try to barrel through it, but one of them is like stuffed with like old, like, I don't know, like three hole punches and like staplers, and this one's heavy that you try to barrel through, and it kind of knocks you a little bit. In your next turn, you lose 10 feet of movement. You lose 10 feet of movement. And you hear someone off in the distance yell, "Stop! Someone file a complaint." And then that's that's the end of that. But bumps. So y'all have gotten to where you want right now, and continuing to try to get away. Now we're jumping into the initiative order, starting with the captain, or the captain. She is going to. Oh my gosh, hang on. Why is she not? Okay. Come on, move. There we go. She's gonna get over. She's gonna sprint between these guys and try to stop. I guess I wasn't trying to run. And she like throws her food on the ground, and as she runs by Jen Yaris, she is going to let me pull the thing up. She's going to reach out her man catcher, electrified man catcher. And as she's running by, she's going to try to just like tase at you to try to help her friends. But she's going to try to keep an eye on the other ones. So that would be plus, so 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. And it will do 7 points of piercing damage as it kind of like claps round like the edge of your like fur and like into your skin a little bit. And also, oh Jesus, 8 points of lightning damage. And you were You are now grappled.
Okay.
Let's see. Till the grapple condition of the restrained condition. Yeah. And you are grappled and restrained.
Okay.
But she is trying to get by, so I'm not sure if she's going to hold on very long. Where's the grapple? Grab and lightning. Grab and lightning. Nice. And that's all she's going to do. The other ones, right here. This one is going to try to sprint past to where Ryu is and attempt to do the same thing for a natural 20 to hit. So that's gonna hit.
Yeah, pretty safe to say that hits.
Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be 16 points of piercing damage. And
Ooh.
I don't think that is the additional gets it. Yeah, 5 points of lightning damage. And you are now grappled. Y'all can attempt to break free of this. Your turn.
I think I might have resistance to lightning.
Okay.
Trying to find it on the mobile D&D Beyond. I cannot find it. But...
Okay. You can keep looking. That's fine. If you do, you only take 2 points of lightning damage. The other officer is going to attempt to, the one with the green dot, is going to attempt to knock out Jen Yaris. And he is going to do an unarmed strike and try to punch this elk. And that would just be for a 15.
Ooh, yeah. It
Okay.
just one over my AC.
Okay. And with that, so you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as he tries to punch you and knock you unconscious. Little does he know you're shape-shifted. He's not too smart. The other one is going to stand up, use half his movement to stand up, grab his polearm, and he is going to try to sprint after the other ones that are past Ryu. I think Ryu, you can get an opportunity attack as he sprints by. Pops, are you like actually where you are? You can be further down the road a little bit because you still had some movement. It's just I don't have any more map.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to be further down. I'm
Okay.
listening to see if anybody hollers, and then I would be willing to turn around and come back.
Okay, I'll just move you off. Okay.
12 to hit for that opportunity attack.
That does not hit. These dudes are wearing some armor. Let me zoom in here so we can get a little bit better look.
You boys.
As he runs, continues on after you guys. That's the end of his turn. Felmir, you just gonna keep sprinting, hoping that everyone's gonna catch up.
I'm going to keep going.
Okay, roll me another d8.
A 1.
Okay. Nothing happens. You just keep sprinting. And nothing's really getting in your way. People are kind of moving out of your way as you get further and further away. Neat. Okay, Pops. You kind of glance. You're pretty not super far away, but you see that Ryu is kind of grappled. You can kind of see the edge of Janyaris's shapeshift is kind of grappled right now as well behind you, and Felmer's just booking it.
Okay. I would assume that I am not 60 feet away from...
No,
right
I
now,
would say
right?
not, no. No, I'd say you're probably like 20, 25 feet maybe.
My
Less.
mage hand is completely invisible, and it goes up to 60 feet.
Okay.
I would like to try to interact with the staff
Okay.
to get it to release Ryu.
Okay. Make a well, either since it's a mage hand, you can use your what's your class modifier? I mean, what's your main stat you would use for mage hand? Or what's your
+4. Charisma.
Oh, it's charisma. Okay. I would say make a charisma check and add your proficiency bonus to it.
Charisma check, not a saving throw, right?
Yep, just a check.
Oh, wait. If you're adding proficiency bonus, then it would be... Okay. There we go. And you said add proficiency?
Yes.
21.
Okay. So, yeah, he's not going to be able to hold on to that, even with his strength. It kind of breaks loose, and he doesn't know why. So it, like, shakes loose. Ryu, you are no longer grappled or electrified. Ops, you going to use some movement to keep moving?
I have one guy on me, right? Like, giving chase to me?
Yeah, yep. He's probably just off. He's probably about 15 feet behind you, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I'll,
What you doing?
Can I use... How tall are the buildings?
I mean, it kind of differs. Some are 1-story, 2-story, or 3-story. You're near... Give me a second here. You're near a 1-story building. It's like a courier building.
And batten feet is... How tall is the building?
I'll say it's probably about like 12, maybe 15 feet high.
Okay. I'm going to cast Misty Step again.
Okay.
And look left, look right, and try to teleport on top of one of the buildings. And then run along the rooftop and try to come back just in case there's...
Let me do this. I can make that happen, actually. Bring to front. I think that can make that happen. Oh, no. Advanced transform. Oh, I wonder if I can put you to foreground. I can.
Hell yeah.
But I'm not sure if you can move him. But I think I can. But you can see him. Okay. Okay. Nice. So, yeah, I'll say with that, you probably are about here with running back.
Okay.
Nice. So, yeah, you get across and you can kind of see a little bit what's going on down below.
Perfect. And can I see the elk? Or is he a fairy again?
He's not a fairy.
Still an elk.
Still an elk. You just see him grappled and being punched.
Okay. I still have a reaction. I still have a reaction. Yeah, hearing that, that's why I came back. I still have a reaction. I'm going to prepare to cast Silvery Barbs in a second.
Okay.
But that's it.
Easy enough. Genyaris, what would you like to do? You're grappled, you're pummeled. You can try to break free on a save. Or
is he still grappled? Because I thought the staff let him go.
No, that was Ryu. Or were you aiming for?
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Okay. So before I decide what to do, does the taser, the people grabber thing, does that electrocute at the start of a turn or anything, or?
Sure does.
Okay. Start of my turn or start of their turn?
No, start of your turn. Let's see how much. 6 points of lightning damage.
Okay. That will drop me out of wild shape.
Okay.
And with that, can I deform on this square here? Which would, if I'm reading this correctly, that would break the grapple condition.
It should. Yeah. Yep. So you're no longer grappled. You turn back into yourself.
And it was 6 points of damage. So minus those 2, so 4 on that. Okay. That's resolved. And then let's see, with 2 levels of exhaustion. Are we going off of the legacy exhaustion rules or the updated 2024 rules? I think we kind of
What are they?
over that.
I have to look.
The legacy for the legacy rules for exhaustion, second level exhaustion, is your speed is halved.
Okay.
But the updated rules is -4 to D20 tests and -10 feet to speed.
Okay.
I know we kind of glossed over
Yeah, we kind of, because we've been kind of going both. What do y'all prefer, legacy or new? You want to try the new thing? You want to see how that works? Or you want to stick with legacy? It's up to y'all.
I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me, honestly.
All right, let's go with the new form. We'll do that from now on, and then we can, if y'all want to talk about it after session, and try to readjust. But for now, we'll try the new ones and see. So it'll be a -4 to D20 tests and -10 feet of movement.
Correct, on a level 2 exhaustion.
Got it. Got it.
It looks like it's... Oh, so yeah, it's progressive for each level. -2, 4, 6, 8, etc. for D20 tests.
Yep.
-5, 10, 15, 20, etc. for movement.
Cool. Yeah, easy enough.
So
You're
with that out of
grapple
the way,
free.
Okay, I am going to cast Where is it at? I know I have it somewhere. Had it? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna cast Entangle.
Okay. Nice.
Which is a 20-foot square. So let's see. If I do it there, that's 10, 15, 20. So let's see where that gets me. I don't suppose you'll allow me to cast it sideways like that?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll cast it as such.
Okay.
So I need the 3 Harmonium guards that are left to make that strength save.
Okay. So where are you casting it? Could you show me again?
I believe it was here. Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
We'll go there.
See if I can tilt this. Okay. Still tilt. Okay. Yeah. It just goes all over the place. Nice.
Vines, weeds and vines sprout from the ground 20-foot square, starting point and range for the duration. Plans to turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain.
Okay.
Creature in the area when you cast the spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangled plants until the spell ends.
Nice.
And that's just a DC 13 save.
That's initially once it's there, or is it on their turn?
Yeah, on cast.
Okay,
they
gotcha.
Need to make the save.
Once it's placed.
Jesus.
I love the entangle spell.
So, starting from left to right, 16, 19, 16.
Okay.
So
They
they're
are
not
not
in.
restrained.
Okay.
Yeah. Not restrained, but it's still difficult terrain.
So it'll take them a little bit.
Yeah. I, however, am going to fly.
Okay.
You said it's about 15 feet to the rooftop?
Yeah. Yeah, the one he's on.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly up that direction.
I'm gonna wave you off.
I'm gonna fly up that direction and attempt to flee.
Okay. Yeah.
So 30 feet of flight.
As you crest the rooftop, I'm like, not this way.
Let's see.
It's like a third base coach, just like, no,
Go. Yeah, so I'm a crest over there, but I guess, like, yeah, try to get out of eyesight.
Okay. So you crest, you get there. Let me move you. Yeah, you're out of eyesight. Let me move you to the foreground so you can actually see you there.
All right.
Perfect. Awesome. So, okay, the captain is going to try to get out of this. And it is, they are, oh, that's a sphere. That is sure a sphere. So that takes 20. So they're going to be able to get like up to Ryu. And that's like it. Actually, you know what? She's going to go the other way. So
Did Ryu get a turn?
No.
where'd Genyaris go?
Maybe.
Jen was here.
No, I mean on the turn
you
order.
drop.
Yeah, I should have gone. So yeah, I should have gone after Jen.
Okay.
So it's because I dropped wild shape. You had the wild shape.
But I think
token
him
in
dropping the wild shape
order.
kind of fucked things up.
All right, yours was a 6 gen.
Yes, it was 6.
Okay. So let's disregard that.
And
It is.
I don't know if it's showing for anybody else, but the elk token is still up there.
I deleted it. If you refresh, it should get rid of it.
So yeah, it's gone for me now.
Ryu, you're up. You see that
All right.
the elk turns back into Genyaris, and he flies off above the building out of view, going in the direction that you guys were trying to flee. And Entangle is up around like everyone.
There we go.
I will. What are we gonna do? No, I will cast Misty Step.
Okay.
And kind of go on top of this building. The one, not the one that Jen and Pops are on, but
Okay.
the one right there.
Yeah.
And kind of make my way up and make my way towards the way everyone else is fleeing.
Okay, perfect. So you get further out. So you said, wait, were you going
before I
up?
Misty Step? I'll kind of like, yeah.
Okay.
So like on top of the building.
Okay.
Before I cast Misty Step, Ryu he does the kiss. Like he puts his finger to his what would be a dragon, someone's lips, and he puts it, he places it on his ass, like kind of like a kiss my ass, and he just poof disappears under the roof.
Nice. Nice.
And starts running.
And keeps pushing forward. I like it. Okay. Now the Harmonium officers, seeing everyone kind of disappear a little bit, besides Felmir, who is dashed off in the distance, they're going to try to get going, but they're not going to get super far. The other one that's off is going to try to keep following Felmir, but he is going to... A tall, you kind of notice a tall ASMR, like civil servant tries to stop him with a clipboard and says, "Excuse me, are you registered?" And the guard will try to shove him off a little bit. Shit. He gets stopped, and he for whatever reason, he's convinced, and he stops. He goes, yeah, and he's looking around. My name is Bob. Register? No. That's with 2 B's, and so he's kind of he stopped kind of paying attention to what was going on because he was he's giving his information to be registered for whatever. So the next one tries to get out of here and trying to continue sprinting, and he's looking up trying to see Genyaris. He can't really see him at the minute since he's so small, and Genyaris crested over the edge. So he's going to keep running after in the direction that Felmir went, and he'll probably get about there. And then the captain will say, "Oh, damn it all to hell," and she'll like keep chewing on that meat that Pops gave her, and she'll try to get out, and she'll get a little bit ahead. And it looks like, yeah. So they don't have eyes on any of you right now, except Felmir way off in the distance. Felmir, you're gonna keep sprinting, or are you gonna try to? What are you doing?
I'm gonna keep running ahead, but I'm gonna start kind of looking around to see if there's like a shop or like a side alley or anything I can kind of duck into.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Nope, I want to roll that thing. There we go. 10.
You do see a couple alleyways. You start to go down one of them, and there's not much to hide behind other than like a trash can. Do you want to attempt to hide behind it? And see if you can wait for your friends?
No, I'll keep heading down the alley.
Okay.
Try to zip and zag a little bit.
Okay. So you
Then
go
try
a little
to
further, and you take a little turn. You didn't realize that this alley kind of dead ends a little further on. So you're kind of at a dead end right now.
Good.
Yep. There are a couple trash cans and stuff if you wanted to try to hide, but you're down a dead end alley.
Well, seeing it's a dead end, I'll try to hide.
Okay. Roll me.
Do the trash cans look like they're full?
Yeah, they're kind of piling over a little bit.
All right. I'll just try to hide behind them.
Okay. Yeah, there's some waste in them. We'll say you can hide because you didn't use like any. Yeah, that's fine. We'll say you hide behind one. All right, Pops. You kind of glance off and down the way a little while. You can see that Felmir turned down a little alley and disappeared. Jeniaris is near you, and Ryu is on the rooftop across the way from you guys. And it looks like the harmoniums are kind of just like running down in the general direction.
I'm going to use my hands to kind of like tell people to sit still for a second. I'm going to cast message, pointing 120 feet away.
Okay.
And try to reach out to Jen. Not Jen.
Felmir. Okay.
And try to set up a place to meet. In my walking alongside our tour guide and asking questions about where we are and the different stores. Is there to you that you might have dropped a name of a storefront?
Let me see. I'm not sure if I did, however.
But I don't think you did either.
No.
I think she was pointing out major landmarks, but
Yeah, but roll me a perception check real quick. Or a history check. Okay. Roll me a history check, sorry. See if you can kind of remember a little bit of the layout.
I liked it better when I was...
You really can't think of any like shop that would be good to go into or anything, but you do recall like there's a handful, like between almost all the buildings, there's like little alleys. So you kind of glean that Felmir might have the right idea about trying to zig and zag and go down alleys and stuff. Because that's a good way to get lost.
That's also what I'm afraid of. Okay, well, then I will tell him to head east and flank around, and we'll meet more where we were headed.
Okay.
And then... sorry, you do get a response.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll reply back. Just stay where you're at till the coast is clear.
Easy enough.
I'll walk towards the edge.
Okay.
And use Mage Hand, pick up my my dropped snack from when I looked at her and Misty stepped. I dropped it.
Okay. Dropped it over. That would have been like right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Float it back up to me and finish eating it.
Okay. You just plop
And then
down and just keep eating.
Crouch down low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genyaris, you see Felmir run away. Ryu's across the way on the rooftop, and Pops kind of went over, and you saw like this floating little kebab enter into his hand, and he just plops down and is like eating.
Do I get the sense that they've kind of lost the scent on me?
Yeah. You can kind of sense that. They're kind of like that. You guys kind of disappeared, and the only person they could really see was like Felmir off in the distance, and their buddy was running after them. So it kind of looks like they're sprinting that way.
Okay.
Can't get them all. You got to at least get one.
I'd like to situate myself in such a way that I'm not going to expose myself.
Okay.
But at least be close enough to Felmir that if he is discovered, I can assist if need be. I will also drop the concentration on the entangle.
Okay. So drop the concentration on that, and I'll put you back on the token layer. I know you disappeared for a second. Let's move you off the map slightly, and you saw where Felmir turned down an alley. So when you get another like 20 feet in the air, hovering above buildings, staying out of view. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, just enough so that I can't be noticed.
Yeah.
I can still kind of hear or keep an eye out to see if they are onto Felmir's trail.
Okay. Easy enough. All right, Ryu. You just teleport on top of a building. You see your buddies kind of like moving along. One's kind of just like sitting still. What you doing?
I kind of follow Genyaris's lead and kind of keep myself somewhat hidden. About how much distance would you say they have on Felmir?
Say they're probably about 50.
How much distance would I be able to see if they have?
Where he was, probably about 50 feet or so. Because he was sprinting.
All right, so about 25 feet ahead. About 25 feet ahead of them, I'm going to go ahead and cast Mold Earth and change that 5 feet cube area into rough, difficult terrain.
Okay. Easy enough.
So when they get up there, they're going to have a bit more trouble.
Okay.
But that's about it. I'm, kind of moving forward a little bit and keeping an eye on Felmir, trying to stay somewhat hidden.
Okay. The other ones continue running forward. Not noticing Felmir kind of duck. The one up there will... He does not notice at all. And he runs right by the alley. Felmir, you hear him huffing and puffing, and his armor's kind of clanking. The next one gets to just before that, with the mold earth that popped up, and he tries to move around it, and he trips over it and falls onto his armor and says, damn. And he kind of falls over. The next one tries to do the same thing, tries to skirt around his buddy, and he skirts around him and keeps moving forward, trying to figure out where this other person went. And he seems like he may know that Felmir's down an alley. Possibly keeps running. The captain will try to dodge around the fallen comrade, and she trips over his ankle while she's chewing and spits out the rest of her food. And like she's like, oh man, should have had that sandwich. And she also falls over. So that's two of them are falling over. One ran right by you, Felmir. The other one you don't know anything about yet. Felmir, you're kind of hiding behind trash can in an alley. Is there anything you'd like to do? You don't have to do anything.
About how far from the entrance to the alley are these trash cans?
Probably about 15 feet.
All right. At 15 feet. I'll say at 10 feet from the entrance.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Alarm.
Okay.
And since I can, and I'll say it will only go off if those guards cross that point.
Okay. Easy enough. You're
And
just... Okay.
Yeah. And it will give me a mental alarm.
Yep. Easy enough. He's just still kind of hunkering behind the trash can.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you're hunkering, give me a stealth check.
Oh boy. I guess that won't be too bad. Come on, roll. There you go. 17.
Okay. Easy enough. Seems like you're fading into the shadows of the trash and the other metal bits that are there. You're kind of, blending in, you feel. Pops, you're just still going to hang out a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Easy. Yeah,
I'll actually move. I'll move down towards. And staying away from the edge of the building.
Okay.
I'll kind of motion for Ryu to move parallel with me and stay with me.
Okay. Easy enough. Jen Yar, she's still kind of keeping a little gap, seeing. You saw what transpired with the guards. A couple of them tripped and fell. One ran right by. The other one is still kind of trying to catch up near the alley, but you don't know if he's noticed that Felmir went down that way or not.
Okay. Would you say I'm within 30 feet of Felmir or no?
I will say you're within like 30 feet of the entrance to the alley.
Okay. Would I be able to move in such a way to get within 30 feet
Yeah.
without being noticed?
Yeah, we'll see, Ken. If you're still, they're not looking up, they're running forward, and they're kind of dealing with their own problems right now. So yeah, we'll say you can do that. So you
so
fly a little bit
just-
closer just so you're within 30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, so around Felmir,
Okay.
to kind of aid in hiding him, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion in a 5-foot cube around Felmir.
Okay.
Basically making it appear more like metal scraps, like he's not there essentially.
Gotcha.
Kind of like an image of the scraps he's hiding amongst, just without him there.
Got it. Nice. Yeah, that's super helpful. Heck yeah.
And that lasts for 1 minute and is a cantrip.
Okay. Perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
At that point, probably just duck behind the roof peak
Okay.
to stay out of sight.
Easy enough. Ryu. You see Jinyara start to move forward a little bit. You see his hands move a little bit to cast a spell. You're not sure what it is. Pops is kind of moving along the rooftop a little bit, kind of gesturing for you to kind of stay even and stay back a little bit. What are you doing?
I do want you to move a little forward. How many alleyways are there?
So there's alleyways around. We'll say the building that you're at, there is an alleyway in front of you, probably about 10 feet.
So what I want to do is I want to cast prestidigitation on one of the alleyways that Felmar is not hiding in, and create like a metallic clanking sound, like something's rustling around in there, something metal's rustling around in one of the unoccupied alleyways.
Okay.
Kind of throw their trail off.
How far can you do that? What's the distance on that?
Let me see.
Because it's either like, do you want to make it sound like way further down the way?
Feet.
Oh, it's 10 feet? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So basically, the alley that I'm closest to, that if Thelma isn't. Yeah,
Okay.
I just want to make it. I'm just trying to, distract, make it seem like Thelma ran down a different alleyway than the one he actually ran down.
okay. So between you and Felmer's alley is probably about 40 feet, 40, 50 feet. And the guards are already past the alleyway right in front of you. So, if you make that noise, they may hear it, and they may turn around and come back.
Okay, if they're already past it, then never mind. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep parallel with Pops and keep parallel, following the group's lead, and just keep trucking along then.
Okay. Just moving some stuff here. Okay. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a idea. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay, so the guard who ran by is just sprinting. He's going to keep running. The other two are going to try to stand up and keep moving, although they're still following that guy in front of them, so they're going to try to dash. And they... Let's see here. Yeah, so they run right by Felmir's alleyway, especially with that that illusion and Felmir hiding. The next one notices the alley and like turns down the alley a little bit and kind of stops and like catching his breath, sees that it's a dead end, and he starts walking forward. And he thinks there might be something further down the alley. And he walks through your alarm, and it alarms. And he continues walking, and he's looking around pretty hard. Your stealth was, hang on, your stealth was 17. Okay.
Yep.
He walks like near you, maybe about like
Oh, hey.
like 10 feet maybe ish, like just passing, is like really looking around, but he does not seem to notice you. And you see him catching his breath, and he kind of turns around and makes his way. He gets like just outside the alley and begins to like start to jog further past. So it looks like they have all sprinted by you, and you're all now out of combat. That was close. That was super close.
Successful evasion.
Nice.
Can I use a message to continue to relay what we can see that he can't from his hiding spot until they're gone?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Just that I tell him to stay put for now and that they're walking away.
All right. I'll reply to let me know when it's safe.
Once it is, I go ahead and message.
Yeah, you wait a few minutes, and it seems like they're still moving, and it might be safe.
Just might be, huh?
Yep, might be safe. Do you all go to the alley where Felmir is, or do y'all kind of try to find a different alley or go into a shop or something?
I think we're probably kind of daisy chained. Felmir is still down in the alley. Jen is the closest. And then I'm a little bit of ways on my own building further back, and then Ryu's across the street. But I would probably try to use message to say that we should duck inside somewhere.
Okay.
Or get going. Try to
Yeah, I
catch
definitely
up.
would have seen the guard proceed forward. I would have definitely, turned around and headed the complete opposite direction they were headed in.
Okay, perfect.
I kind of want to track down our tour guide.
Having not discussed this prior, I'll kind of peek over the rooftop peak and look down towards Felmir and just be like, "Kaka, kaka," as like an all clear symbol or signal. See
Felmir,
if
you
he-
hear this weird bird.
Might be able to
Very
shapeshift into
weird.
one, but don't
Very
sound
weird.
like one.
But possibly southern bird.
Cow, 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 cow.
This bird enjoys sweet tea.
Yeah. Cow.
Yep.
But yeah. And I'll kind of start nonchalantly making my way towards Pops to rally up.
Okay. Felmir, you hear this southern drawl call that you can kind of recognize as it's probably Yaris. That is probably
All right.
safe.
Either way,
Yeah.
I'll slowly make my way to the end of the alley and I'll kind of give a good hard look both ways, just double checking that it's actually clear to pop out.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah, it looks pretty
See,
clear.
it's all clear.
Cool.
Filmer pops out of the alley. I don't see it's all clear. Ryu does this, like, he kind of hops down the building and does like this 3-point landing, like right in front of Kelmer.
Superhero landing.
I'll head back to where we originally were when the guards stopped us.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
So-
I'll definitely be by his side.
Perfect.
I'm going to suggest to the party that we actually don't walk down the same street because I just bought food from this guy. He knows what I look like.
Nice. Let me move
So
y'all.
I'll suggest that we skirt around them.
I'm just gonna put you guys here. Change layer, token layer. Okay. It's my. There we go. No. Okay. The party, y'all just escaped narrowly from the Harmonium officers who were trying to arrest you for crimes against the multiverse and against reality. Probably assuming they mean your issues, your glitch issues, your glitches.
Glitches.
As you all
Living that glitch life.
Yep. As you all are beginning to find your way around the area that you once were in, this is a different street. I'm going to move you guys slightly. Let's just say it's a different street. Yeah, it's a different street. Let's just go with that. You see step out from an alleyway as you guys are starting to move forward. He kind of peeks at around the alleyway, and it looks like a drow in like a hood with like white hair. You notice that he has tattoos on the side of his face, and he kind of, as you guys are walking by, he kind of like goes and kind of like gestures for you guys to like come down, come this way. Let's see, who was there? Can I have everyone roll a perception check?
Um,
13.
Okay.
Where was that on my intimidation?
Right.
21 again.
21. Okay. Everyone but Felmir and somewhere or another from Janoris, Ryu, but in the past, when you guys were trying to impart imagery or impart emotions into that sensory stone, right? Walking by you and shook their head and kept walking was an individual with the same kind of tattoos. When you guys were in the fighting pits up around a ledge, there was another guy, looked completely different, with the same kind of tattoos. And I think, if I recall, after you guys first got out of the mortuary, there was another guy kind of walking along. After you guys were walking for a bit with Parisa, also had similar tattoos. And he kind of gestures you guys to follow him.
I'll follow him. Kind of slowly make my way. I'll cautiously make my way towards him in the alley.
I'll kind of glance at Felmir and Pops, shrug my shoulders, and follow after, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. This is very true. All right, so he brings you in the back.
That's a question you want to ask me next this campaign.
Y'all follow.
There we go.
Yeah. He kind of steps behind a little table there as y'all get over to where he is. Let me... I'm not going to give you the card just yet. He's going to look at you guys, and he's going to say, I have been watching you for some time. My patron has taken an interest. My name is Pharaoh.
Oh, hello, sir.
Oh.
Not at all a little creepy.
Can I cast insight?
Uh,
Or not cast insight, but can I roll
yeah,
insight?
you can roll insight for sure.
I want to cast an insight roll.
It was 4, and I don't know why it's not linking anymore.
Okay. 4.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because I need to use the actual website for that. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I was using my phone.
Oh yeah, phones. Yeah, phones don't work because it doesn't have the extension to it. Yeah, it seems like he's 100%. He seems
Okay.
what he's saying is words that are coming out of his mouth.
Oh, Pharaoh, why are you so interested in us?
And he kind of leans a little closer, and he says, I know what is going on with you. Well, I am aware. And my patron is also aware. And he, looks around a little bit. I believe my patron can help with what ails you.
And who exactly is your patron?
I'm not even sure what the hell ails me.
And he kind of looks around and he says, my patron's reputation is at question as of current. I dare not speak their name, but rest assured They are interested in helping you.
Well, I'm intrigued.
He says,
Them too. Then again, you never know.
you're
Would I happen to know who he serves? Like, is that a tattoo for denoting who he follows, or
like a tribal tattoo. Not necessarily from that might be the wrong terminology. Not necessarily from a tribe, but it's just like a tattoo.
okay? I'll ask who
Go ahead.
you serve.
As I said, my patron as of current wishes to remain anonymous. That is just part of the job. Once we arrive, you will be able to meet them. She does not want many people to know, as you can tell with those officers. It doesn't seem like what ails you is... It's not looked upon
Natural.
too kindly. It is not natural, correct. It is... I don't want to go as far as say abomination, but in Sigil, the Lady of Pain does see all, and if she gleans something to be unnatural or against the laws of the multiverse in reality, well, you are beginning to see what happens. Now, those Harmonium officers, once they do not find you, they will send people to start looking for you, so I suggest we be moving. If you are willing.
I mean, if I have to choose between you and them, I have to choose you because I think you aren't trying to kill us. And then under his breath, I would go, yeah.
How far must we travel?
It is a bit far, but I know ways around. We will take Undersigil.
Well, you are the first person to offer a clue as to what's going on with us, so you've piqued my interest.
Okay. Perfect. So he says he kind of moves a little forward from where you guys are into like another alleyway and like opens up like a hatch in the ground. It's not quite like a sewer, like a manhole cover, like kind of like a sewer grate, but it's like one of those big liftables you'd find in like a city. And as it begins to enter, he says, keep close, keep quiet, and whatever you do, don't touch the walls. Things live in them. And let's move you. Okay, and let me see if I'm not sure if I have anything for this, but let's see if I have a music thingy for this. Yeah. Let me try to get some music here that kind of reflects what's going on. All right, let's see. Emotion. Nope. Tense. Maybe this. Okay, that's close enough.
Over here, stranger.
Perfect. Let me see here. Hang on, give me 1 second. Where is... Okay. As you make your way down some, like a ladder, everything around you becomes dank and dark, and a smell of refuse kind of permeates the air. And he kind of takes you around a corner, and you see like this labyrinthine, like sewer-ish network. I'd say it's a mix between, like, have you seen Futurama when they go to like old New York?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
that. And when they go down to like where like Leela's parents live, kind of like down there, a little darker. So pretty close to the picture that's in front of you. So that's what you see. And as you guys are walking, if you guys are free to, let me see, NPCs. He says, as we're moving through here, there's a lot of things that you don't want to come in contact with. Thus, they're in Undersigil. He says, if you fall behind, I'll come back for you once. If you get caught, I never met you. And is there anything y'all would like to talk about while we're walking for a little bit? Or anything else?
You said his name was something?
Pharaoh, Farrow.
Yeah.
Oh, let me actually share that to y'all. Player art handouts. Player handouts. Named creatures. Okay. Show to everyone. That's who you see. You should be able to see it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
As we're walking along, could I fiddle a bit with that grenade that I've been cooking up? See if I can
Yeah.
make progress on it.
Yeah. What's your... What was it before? Your main stat?
Wisdom.
Wisdom check, I think. I'm trying to recall exactly what I had you do earlier. I think that should suffice.
Just a straight wisdom check.
Yeah.
Okay, it's -4. So, that's a 2 -4, so. Or -1 since I have a +3. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how the math works out, but
Pretty low. The stench around you is kind of overwhelming, and you can't really quite focus on what you want to focus on at the minute. But you can try again later.
cool.
As you guys are walking along, can I have Twisted? Can I have you roll a d6 for me? Okay. All familiar. Sanguine or Sahiguine, the like monster from the Blue Lagoon type looking creatures. They have like
Yeah.
spiky bits and like webbed everything. You see 3 of them kind of shuffling by, and they emerge from like a wide pipe, which seems like that's a way of travel. You see pipes and people are kind of walking in and out a little bit. and they yell, "Polluters!" as you guys walk by, and everyone kind of looks at you, and they keep on walking. And Pharaoh just keeps making a beeline forward.
Because Ryu just kind of shows, pretty sure I've been called worse.
I guess I just keep following along.
Okay.
Making no note of what weird and wild creatures walk among us.
Okay, let me grab y'all's tokens real quick from the other page. And then move y'all over here somewhere else. So what was the marching order?
I would have been somewhere in the middle.
I guess I'll take lead.
I'll be behind him.
Okay. Valmir, are you taking up the rear?
Yep, I got
Okay.
it.
Nice. Okay,
I
so
do
he
have an
starts.
agent up and traveling with us.
Okay, easy enough. So he begins to like walk, and as y'all follow, I'm just gonna take you around over here. Let me take y'all. Oh, now it's backwards. Nice. I did not think that one through. Sure. And then that, 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 and then there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There
We got it.
go.
We got it. We're good. We're good. And he kind of leads you up this ladder through here. And he like walks on this little rickety spot. If y'all want to make your way up there. He says there's a lot of ways to get around in Undersigil. The best way is unseen, as he's making his way up the ladder. And I'll tell you what you see. If I can get to... There we go. Okay. These stairs, at the center of this chamber, you see a rat with... Let me blow him up a little bit so you can see him a little better. You see a rat with an exposed brain and a bloated stomach. He lies belly up on a porcelain plate scattered with pink crumbs, which is right beside him, so you can see it. As the rodent meets your gaze, you hear a low voice in your mind. He says, "Do what you must." It says, "We have already won." As it just kind of lazes there. Belly kind of exposed.
Anyone else hear that? I think the rat just spoke.
What do you mean you've already won?
Those are cranium rat squeakers. They're used as couriers between subnetworks, but they are vermin. They are useful, but they are everywhere.
Oh yeah, that Parisa girl was saying something about him.
Would anyone like to do with anything with the cranium rat squeaker?
Yes.
Okay.
Is anyone else doing anything?
I'll wait to see what you do first.
I was going to ask, like, is this one even alive?
It looks like it's bloated and full, and like it's ready for whatever comes to it. Normally it would skitter away. You can kind of gather like a rat, right? But it's had its fill, and it's just like, if it happens, it happens. I'm good.
If I was to just cast detect thoughts on it, could I decipher whether it has to, like, how it would communicate? Like, does it have telepathy?
It seems that it does. Yes. You can gather that what you heard was from that squeaker.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like in our heads or.
No. It like looks at you and you hear it, and it you can kind of tell with all your passive perceptions that that's where it came from.
I look at Pharaoh, like, so if we want to send a message to this thing, we just talk to it.
Well, you tell it what you want it to say, and tell it where to go, and it will go where you need. It is a courier, a messenger.
Okay. So I'll go up to the squeaker and like, oh, whoever it is sent that message that the game isn't over until it's over.
We send the message. We have already won. And it like squeaks, and you see like its brain start to like pulse a little bit. Roll me an
As that
insight check.
rings.
Can I as well?
And new.
Sure.
Oof. Nat 1, but 6.
Okay. Pops, what do you got?
Not a whole lot.
Okay. You're hearing a lot of wheeze. So like you're not sure if it's from this squeaker, or like it could have been positioned there for when you guys showed up. You're not sure if that's likely or unlikely. It's hit or miss. But it's coming from the squeaker.
Can I use my mage hand? Pick it up by the tail.
Okay. It does the squeaking, and its arms start to flail a little bit as you pick it up. Big old belly.
I'm going to put it in and empty the tender box that I have into a sack. And I'm going to put the mouse inside the tender box.
Okay.
So you make sure you poke holes in that, Pops.
Okay. It goes in there and it just lays there. Do you like reassure it that you're not trying to hurt it or anything like that? Because it's still trying to scratch its way away.
I am actually
Ooh,
going to hit it with lesser restoration.
Okay.
Which can end one disease or one condition.
Okay. It is no longer incapacitated or, well, so now it's starting to fight back at you. It's trying to get away.
I'm going to cast Animal Friendship.
Okay.
Why can't we
Well, is
be
its
friends?
intelligence higher than 4?
No.
4 or higher?
Oh, it is 4.
Oh, okay. Then it won't. I'll cast it, but it won't do anything.
You said 4 or higher, and he said yes, it's 4.
Yeah, if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. It's still.
I will use.
Go ahead.
I would use I'll use a subtle message. Another sorcery point.
Okay.
To speak to it, so the party doesn't hear it.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask it as I place a piece of meat in the box with it. What it desires, and that we don't mean it any harm.
I just desired that food. It was delicious. Roll me an animal handling check.
Uh, 23.
It snuggles down into this box and it starts chomping and like nibbling on this piece of meat. And after a few seconds, you hear, nom nom, good, nom nom, good. And then he says, in all of your heads, he says, beware the scent of strawberries. And he keeps eating, and then he kind of stops moving a little bit, and you notice that like he like put himself into a food coma. So he is now sleeping inside this tinder box.
Okay. I'll go ahead and close the tinder box and just carry it in my hand. And that way, if he wakes up and starts trying to get out, I can talk to him again.
Okay. Perfect. As you all continue further,
Right, just saying strawberries.
Pharaoh takes you further along. Let me go back to this. And he takes you further, deeper in through Undersigil for the next little while. As you guys are walking, he's not really saying too much. Is there anything y'all would like to talk amongst yourselves or like ask him or do anything? It's kind of leading you forward.
Can I move
That's
my
kind of looking
detect-
for. I was like, oh, do you think this is another trap?
I didn't catch what you said.
I was waiting to hear what he had.
I was asking the party if they thought it was another trap.
Can I move my detect thoughts from the rat once it calms down over to our guide
Sure. Nerdy, you were.
and just see what he thinks about it?
I didn't catch what you said.
I was asking the party, in like a low voice if they thought this was just another trap, like in the warehouse.
We don't have very many other options.
I think if it was a trap, it would have
That's
been
true.
sprung by now.
Just keep following.
Okay. Twisted, you were trying to detect thoughts on the surface.
No,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't do that because I used message on the rat, not detect thoughts.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm not recasting it.
Easy enough. He continues forward. Let's take you guys somewhere new. Shoot, let me grab you guys from where you were and then take you somewhere new. I keep forgetting to pick y'all up. and move you.
It's almost like missing the bus in the morning before school.
It's
I
okay. Let's back you up, guys, a little bit, just a little bit. Da, 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 da. Okay, you guys are okay. Let me get some information for you here. Okay, as you guys enter this area, it looks like Pharaoh's shortcut takes you. You see a handful of individuals sitting around a table, many pipes large enough to walk through surrounding them. You notice a strawberry cake decorated with leathery wings rests on a festive table in this damp, dimly lit chamber. Wet sediment collects around floor drains, and gaping sewer holes protrude from the stone walls. The other end of the tunnel is barred shut. You notice 4 rosy-cheeked humans in grimy baker's attire sit at the table, sipping tea with their pinkies extended. Let me share. Handout for y'all. Player art. Kind of what you see as you guys venture forward, if you guys so choose. Let's see.
About how long would you say it's been since we last ate at the inn?
At the inn,
The
it's
tavern or
the
whatever.
tavern.
Yeah.
You guys left probably about 3 or so hours ago, so it's probably around like midday-ish.
Okay. Seeing all the food just off in the distance, Jen will feel his stomach rumble, and he'll kind of almost instinctively fly over to the table. I don't think we can get past the barrier there, but he'll fly over to the table and will
Let me
pick
move
up
you guys.
a piece of the cake and kind of start eating it. Acting almost as if he's famished.
As Jin picks up the cake, I'll notice the strawberries and I'll say, Jen, strawberries.
You
As he
see.
says strawberries,
Go ahead.
hand and face full of cake already. I'll reaching for another one. He'll look back and just be like, "What strawberries?" Just full mouth, chipmunk cheeks.
Easy enough. You see the individual
Right, just like sigh.
at the head of the table, with like purple hair, some meat on her bones, and like she has makeup. It's kind of like starting to like drip down her face a little bit. Probably it's like moist in this area, a little sweaty, and she says, "Ooh, fresh ingredients. I mean guests. Just in time. The tea is hot, the cake is moist, and my patience is, well, we'll see. Come join us. There is plenty to go around."
As tasty as that looks, I'm sorry, but I learned my lesson with that chicken pot pie.
Can I cast detect thoughts on our?
And he'll just
on our
kind of
like,
stand back.
Okay. Easy enough. Pops, you said you cast Detect Thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. Da. Okay. Just had to read something real quick. Detect Thoughts. What you get is kind of manic. You get, in that like sing-songy lifting that drops voice, it's kind of like a hush growl. You hear along the lines of like new members for the courtier or the courtier.
Real quick.
Yep.
Quick. This is on our colleague, the guy that's been guiding us, not any of the chefs yet.
On Pharaoh.
Yeah.
You detect thoughts from him, and he says he thinks these guys are idiots. They just welcome themselves into the courtiers, the lowest of the low, and he says it's going to be, this escort mission is going to be harder than I thought. We need to keep moving, he thinks. And he kind of like steps off to the side a little bit. And like he has his weapons like at the ready, but he's letting you guys do whatever you're doing, I guess. And he says if he says out loud to like the leader, he walks a little bit further up and he says, "Ma'am, if you'll excuse us, we are just passing through. We have no interest in joining the courtiers." And she says back, "Please, you wouldn't dare refuse, would you? That would be so rude. And I hate rude people almost as much as I love cake. Please, join us. We have made plenty for all." And the other guys are like, "Join us. Have some cake. Yeah, it's super tasty."
Jen with his
Just had to go hard pass.
Jen with his hand and face full of cake will just kind of mumble out the words, spewing a couple of crumbs. Yeah, the cake's really good. You should try the tea too, though it needs much more sugar. It's not sweet enough. As he takes a big old swig, reaching for more cake.
Under his breath, Ryu goes, "This isn't gonna end well."
Seeing Jen reach for more, I'm gonna kind of slap his hand down to stop him.
Please, if he wants to eat, allow him. Tell me, sweets, if you could be any dessert, what would it be? A soft, sweet little cream puff? Or something tough like hardtack? Ooh, I do like a tough one. The crunch is exquisite.
Wait, is she talking to me or Jen?
She's talking to all of you in general. Just like to everyone.
Ma'am, I am made out of metal. I do not think I taste very good.
I'll shift Detect Thoughts to strawberry shortcake here. And see what I can gather here.
To the leader there?
Yeah.
Okay. As Ryu refuses to eat and Felmir says that he can't eat, you hear in her mind, like I said before, like manic pitch rising and lowering of, oh, how tragic. Refusing a slice. It's like saying no to life itself. And I simply can't let that kind of negativity spread.
I'm gonna put my hand on my chest and
And
cast
she has
Armor
to
of
go for how
Agathis.
sweet you'd be.
What'd you say, Twisted?
I'm gonna put my hand on my chest and cast Armor of Agathis at 2nd level. The moisture on the floor kind of condenses and gets pulled to me, and then turns the air right around me turns a little bit chilly as the liquid becomes ice.
Okay, perfect. And she kind of looks at Genioris and says, so, do you like the cake? It has the secret ingredients. It's so divine, is it not?
Jen, with his southernly wit, will retort, cake's good, but it's a little dry. You're missing sugar. You could have done with another egg, and basically just kind of keeps rambling on about all the negative things with the cake while still feigning the enjoyment of eating it. Having not eaten in a while, he's for a small person, he's got quite a large stomach. So,
And she
but
says,
yeah, just
Right, you kind of
continue.
retorts, I'm more of a sour person. And he snaps his jaw.
and she kind of like chuckles and said, it's hard to find the best ingredients down here, but let's just say it's batty how good it tastes. Everyone kind of chuckles a little bit.
I'm going to point to her and say, Madam, you will let us through.
Let's see. She says, this is a party. We eat, we drink, we gossip. And if you're very well behaved, you leave with your head still attached.
Right. So with
Tell
my
me.
Yep.
Says, tell me, what's the difference between a bad souffle and a dead man?
All right. With my finger still pointed at her, I will reply, you, and the tip of my finger will hinge down, and I'm going to fire a dart at her out of it.
Okay, roll to hit. Let's
Just
see.
before he does that, I go, I don't know, dead men taste better.
You may never know what the difference is. So she dodges out of the way, and she says, only one of them rises again. And then let's go into initiative. Let me remove. Hang on. Don't roll. Hang on. Remove. Clear all turns. Okay. Now you roll for initiative. So many puns. Combat.
9.
Where was that?
Battle.
Where was that roll a minute ago?
Right?
20, 19, 18.
Add turn. Add turn. Add turn. Add turn. Add turn. Okay, right now we got 1, 2, 3. The only one we don't have is Ryu in there. Add turn. Ryu, what'd you get?
9.
A 9. Okay, let me roll for these guys. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up their stat sheet here. Of course, that's what they have for their initiative. Neat. 2, 3. Okay, so she rolled 19. First caker, green caker, rolled 12. Next one rolled an 18. Can you guys see the rolls?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I realized that I still had a couple sessions ago. I still had the GM only rolls going. And then Pharaoh is, yeah, he'll jump in, I suppose. Let me see if I can get his stat block here. There we go. Okay, cool. Got it. Jesus, Pharaoh. Way to jump in it.
Oh.
It's not bad. All right. So, we have 2 19s. Genuaris, what's your dex modifier?
+2.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
For strawberry shortcake.
As soon as that dart misses and she answers the question, she says at the beginning of combat, "All right, darlings, rolling pins up, knives out. Let's turn these guests into filling." And that starts the time. I have so many pastry food-based puns. I'm going to use every single one.
I'm here for it.
Yay.
All right. So, top of the order. Let me shift this slightly so I can make sure we're all looking good. Pops, you are first.
Okay.
And Genuaris, you're on deck.
Okay. So not ready for this. I do not have. Oh, I do. I'll go ahead and target strawberry shortcake at the end of the table.
Her name is Gertrude. Damn it.
Okay.
What are
she
you
did tell
targeting
us
her
that.
with?
Sorcerer's Burst.
Okay. For
I missed it. 11.
that. Let me check. Let me look at the AC. I should have it. Meets it, beats it.
Okay. Four. 10 acid.
10 acid damage.
Yeah.
She cries out, "Ah, it burns. Just like nice hot tea." Ah, ha, 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 ha. Wait, how much was it? 10,
7,
right.
actually.
Oh, 7?
I don't know why it's rolling the crit damage.
Okay.
That wasn't a crit.
Okay. Easy enough. Anything else you'd like to do?
I would like to use my item. Where is my item? There we go. I will, with my other hand, reach inside my tunic and pull out this vial that has a chain around the neck of the bottle. and a sanguine fluid floating inside of it. The fluid turns to ash, and the glass darkens, and I get my sorcery points back.
Nice. Nice. Would you like to move anywhere?
I'm gonna tell Jen, I'm gonna whisper in his ear, stop eating the cake. And I'll move to here.
Okay.
Actually, to here.
Okay. Easy enough. Next up, Genyaris. You are up. Actually, Genyaris, can I have you roll me a D4, please?
Okay. For 2.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. You can go ahead and take your turn now.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
With that,
I don't like the sound of that.
I'm gonna cast with my free hand. I'm gonna kind of just touch my plate or my armor of leaves and cast bark skin on myself.
Okay. Nice.
Increasing my AC to 16.
Nice.
Concentration for 1 hour.
Okay. Let me put a concentration. Where would be concentration? Let's give you. They're all colors. Let's give you a yellow dot for concentrating.
All right. And then, since that's my action, don't exactly want to proc anything, so I'm just gonna stay there. Well, I'll kind of stand up on the seat that was there where I had kind of scooched on, stuffing my face. I'll just kind of stand up, ready my scimitar in my free hand, while taking bites of cake as well.
Still eating the cake.
I'll end my turn. I like
Nice.
the cake.
It's good cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll end my turn there.
Perfect. Gertrude, strawberry shortcake, is going to stand up, produce a rolling pin out of like underneath like her apron, and it's like there's like dark stuff like caked on it, and as she walks toward you all, she says, they say revenge is a dish best served cold, but me, I prefer mine baked at 350 degrees. And she'll walk towards Felmir, who shot the dart, and she will swing her rolling pin at him. Okay. For a 22 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. And you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. She will take a second swing at Pops. Just kind of like swinging it at you guys. And that will be a 12 to hit. Does that hit? Pops? Hang on, I can't hear you. Try again.
It does miss.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so that is the end of her turn, and she'll like cackle as she's swinging this rolling pin around at you guys. Felmir, you are up.
All right. I am going to pull out both my scimitars.
Okay.
I'm going to take a swing at her with the first one.
A 9 misses. She blocks it with her rolling pin.
All right. Then I'll use my bonus action to use my 2-weapon fighting to try for another hit with my other scimitar.
Okay.
$17.
That does hit.
Six
Slashing damage as she swings the first rolling pin, blocking your first scimitar, and she's unable to block the next one as it splashes into her arm. You see some dark, coagulated, like black liquid kind of shoot out. And as you're closer, you can kind of see like her makeup's kind of smeared, but her face looks like a little off color slightly.
All right. Yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Okay. This caker here, the blue one, will turn and see Genyaris eating the cake. He will step away from Genyaris and swing at Pharaoh. Genyaris, you're able to make an opportunity attack if you wish. Are you muted?
I was.
You were not?
I'm gonna
No.
go ahead and swing my scimitar at her for a 14.
Okay. At the one that walked away, that does hit.
Okay.
What do you got for damage?
6 points of slashing.
Oh, 6 points of slashing. He looks back and he's like, I thought you were going to be a caker. And like, he's already gone away too far. So he swings at Pharaoh for a math 21 to hit. And that does...
Can I use silvery barbs?
Sure. Can you throw that up in chat?
Yeah. Just re-roll and disadvantage.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So he will re-roll. An 18 instead of a 21. And that is...
Okay.
Let me pull up Pharaoh's stat block. Yep, that hits.
Okay.
So he takes...
That was a shot.
He will move next to him and take his second swing at Ryu for a 20, a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
For math, 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
He swings his rolling pin at you.
That knocks me unconscious.
Knocks me unconscious. I had 4.
Ugh.
How are you
Okay.
hurt? Oh,
Okay, you were unconscious.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Something like that. That's me.
Okay,
Get
so
ready
he
to
does
save.
that. Now the other caker is going to see that you're downed. He is going to run backwards, jump through this pipe, and it's going to bring him out over by Pharaoh.
Oh, jeez.
Like a little
It's like
portal.
the OG Mario Bros.
Like,
game.
Yep.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just listening. He's like the old school Mario game. He goes one pipe.
Exactly. And
Pac-Man.
he is going to try to push Pharaoh over the edge of these stairs. For armed. Yep, that'll hit. So he'll get pushed there, and he will take some damage as he falls off the ledge. And that caker will walk over here and just kind of stand there at the end of his turn. Ryu, can you roll a death saving throw, please?
15. That is
Okay.
a save.
Okay. A memory washes over you from the past that is a good memory that you haven't known since you've gotten here, just until now. This is an unlocked memory. What memory is flashing through your head as you begin to come back?
It's a memory of kind of like a banquet at the clan dining hall. Completely inaudible, no sound, but he sees several of his clan members, including the leader. They're making a toast, just enjoying the food, and
Nice. All right, Pharaoh will swing out at this caker here, and he'll yell out, "I shouldn't have messed with him. Do they know? Do you know who I work for?" And he will swing out. Let me get his stat block. He has a multi-attack. He will swing out. Try to get this thug. Meets it, beats it. And that does... Okay. And then he will take another swing at him. They're like super quick swings, like scimitar or short sword followed by another short sword, or the same short sword, I guess. He just like does a quick like 2-shot hit. That'll hit as well. And he will take some damage. Looking like it's doing a little bit of damage. And Pharaoh will...
the mock.
Well, that wouldn't proc because Ryu is down. Okay. Easy enough. This last individual will... he's going to run down around Jinyaris, and he's going to swing his rolling pin. They all have rolling pins. And it looks like they're just following their leader. For an 11 to hit.
11 will not hit.
Okay. And he will raise his rolling pin above his head and say, sit still, flying little guy thing. And he will swing, and it's a 10 to hit now.
Yeah, no.
I shouldn't have had that extra piece of pie. Pop, you are up. Geniaris, you are on deck. We are back at the top of the turn order.
I'm gonna nod at Belmore, and I'm gonna run behind Strawberry. Gertrude. What? What was her name?
Gertrude with a B.
Okay. I'm going to grab her from behind and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. Is that a roll to hit? Oh, for a natural 20?
Yeah.
Hey.
No, not a nat 20.
Oh.
But do I get advantage?
Yes, you get advantage.
Okay. For a 20 to hit.
Oh, 15 plus 5. Yeah, I don't know why it turns green. That's weird. It's still green. Oh, plus 5, plus 5.
Damage.
The tech's so happy.
For 13 necrotic damage. Oh, man. Okay.
And I'm going to say in her ear, you leave us no choice. I'm putting up a fight.
She says, I love food-based puns.
I'm going to jump up on the table, smashing some of the plates and whatnot.
Hey, watch the cake.
I'm trying to draw a little attention.
Nice. Is that it?
Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah,
kind of indicate to Felmore that he should move, maybe, if he wants to.
Got it. Geniaris, you are up.
Okay. Quick question.
Also, I'm
for
kicking the
Pop.
plate that's in front of Janaris off the table.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No more cake.
As he does that, I'll
Cut
say
off, Jen.
the cake.
You'll hear Gertrude
And-
like mirror the cake at the same time.
And I'll
Yeah, at
kinda
the exact
do
same
a,
time. Perfect harmony.
I'll do a kind of like a flying backflip, to get behind this person here.
Okay.
Going over the top of them.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I will cast Healing Word on Ryu at first level
Okay.
for 5 healing total.
Okay. You come back up,
And
Ryu. You have 1 level of exhaustion.
and then I will take my scimitar and attempt to hit the person in front of me
Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's see it.
for a 9.
That just misses. Unfortunately.
And having missed, I'll stuff whatever was left in my hand of the cake into my mouth, freeing up that hand.
Okay,
And,
perfect.
I will end my turn there.
Nice. As the plates are kicked and you leave and the cake, Gertrude says, I put my heart into my baking. Well, someone's heart at least. And she swings her first swing at Pops since he just kicked the cake. For a 18 to hit.
It does hit.
Okay. That is, make sure, I'm pretty sure that's a plus. 6 plus 2. Yep. So 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and she will do her wides. Go ahead.
She's going to take 10.
Okay.
My armor of Agathis is going to some of the spikes. Some of the ice is going to form a spike, and the crystals are going to break. And
she will take how much?
10 damage.
Okay. You see her swing out at you, and her eyes go wide as she makes impact, and the armor of Agathis kind of does its thing. What does it look like when it does its thing?
She'll hit my chest piece, and it will break like a window, and the shards will go and hit her.
An impact, and the last things that comes out of her mouth is, life's like a souffle. One wrong move and poof, it all collapses. And she falls down dead. So she is done. Let me remove her from the turn order. Belmir, you are up. No more cake puns.
Well, I'm going to turn to this big guy in front of Genyaris.
Yeah.
I will drop my second scimitar, and I'll tell him, "You, sir, look like you could use some more electrolytes." And I'll reach up and grab his face, and I will cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll hit. 24 will definitely do it.
Nice. 7.
Okay. So he gets shocked, and he takes 7 points of lightning damage. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
And that's going to be all for me.
Okay. Perfect. Next up will be this one right here by Ryu. With Belmir still... Actually, you know what? Because... Yeah, Gertrude is down. He's going to move forward towards Pops. And yell, what is he going to say? He'll
Would I
say,
get an attack of opportunity?
yes, you will. If you would like to take it. Actually, you are still prone. So it would be a disadvantage because you were laying down on the ground. But you can still attempt to.
I will attempt.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm still standing on the table, kicking cups and plates and shit. Trying to draw attention.
8.
That is not going to hit, unfortunately. He is going to swing out at Pops and say, "You killed our leader. Now we need a new chef." He doesn't have very good puns. He'll swing out for a 15 to hit.
Misses.
Okay, he will swing out his rolling pin again for a 21 to hit.
Trying to think if I've used my reaction this turn. Do you think I've used my reaction this turn?
Nope. You were the start of the top of the round, and then you didn't use a reaction on Gertrude. It was just proccing Armor of Agathis. So yeah, you still have a reaction.
silver. Hold on. What's the difference between? I'll cast silvery barbs.
Okay. He will roll again for a natural 1. Nice. Well used. Very well used. And his foot kind of slips on some of the cake that fell off the table, and his swing goes wide. And that's the end of his turn. The other one will jump through this bloop, 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 portal, and he will come out doop, 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 down here. And he will move over towards Felmir. And, oh, these guys have pack tactics. Good to know. And it still did not work. A 10. 10 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay, his next attack with his rolling pin will swing out for a 23 to hit.
You know what? I am going to use my reaction to cast shield.
Okay. How much extra does shield give you?
Actually, no, I'm not.
Okay. Would it still hit?
Never mind. Yeah, it would still hit.
Okay. Yeah. And you take... he rolled a 1. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as he bonks you on the head with his rolling pin. It seems like this cake has spread across the floor and everyone's slipping on it.
Oh.
Right. So that's the end of his turn. Ryu, you are up. And then Pharaoh will be on deck.
I'll burn half my movement, get up,
Okay. Yeah.
and I'll kind of like hop up and like kind of roll to the side and hop up, cock myself, and I will pull out my javelin of lightning,
Okay.
and I'm going to throw it at the dude with the green dot. And as I throw it, I'm going to just kind of go, lightning bolt. And
Nice.
him and the other one must make a DC 13 Dex saving throw. Take 4d6 lightning damage on a fail, half as much on the save.
Okay, so they will dex save. Okay, let's see here. The red dot rolled no modifier, a 6. And the other one rolled a 19.
6 fails, 19 saves.
Right. So you said
So it's gonna be
4d6?
12 damage.
12 damage, okay. Minus 12.
Yeah.
And then
12 and
minus
6
6.
for the save.
Minus 6. Janiar, you see this
And
javelin
then-
fly in front of you, and lightning streaks, cracks, and impacts the far guy. And the guy right in front of you looks pretty rough.
Does a 15 hit?
For
Does a 15 hit?
for what are you doing for this one? I'm sorry.
The javelin. The javelin. I when I throw it, they make the saving throw, and then I actually get the attack roll for the javelin.
Oh, okay. I got you. What was the number? Sorry.
15
Yep, that hits.
or 7.
Okay.
So the green dot guy takes another 7.
Right. Well, that negated his save. Nice. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Instead of sweets, why don't you try some? As I hit him, I say, instead of the sweets, why don't you try a sour worm? And I'll end it there.
Okay. Pharaoh is going to yell out, "We don't have time for this." And he will swing at the blue caker. Let me pull up his stat block again. Jump back and forth. With his short sword. Will be, ooh, nice. 22 to hit. And it will take, nice, some damage. And then he will swing again with that short sword for a 21 to hit. And he will also take some damage. So that one is looking pretty bloodied. Pharaoh is not playing any games. He is swinging for the fences, and he did some decent damage to this guy, and he's looking, the blue caker is looking bloodied. Pretty bloodied. And now, Pharaoh is going to stay where he's at. The caker that's standing, the red caker in front of Jinyaris, will swing out at Jinyaris with his rolling pin, and he says, "Why couldn't you just stay eating the cake?" Okay, for a 8 to hit on the first swing.
Will miss.
And the second swing is a 19.
The 19 will hit.
Okay. And you will take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And he will move here. At the top of the round. Give me 1 second. Give me stand by. Something is going to happen at the top of the round.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Let's see what that 2 Jinyaris rolled does.
Let me just put her off to the side a little bit. And his... Second. Okay. So... turn... Okay. So, all right. As top of the round starts, you see Gertrude's body kind of like ripple and curdle, it looks like, and it kind of explodes except for the head. And you see the head sprout wings and begin to float up in the air, and this is what you see, but imagine Gertrude's face.
Okay.
Okay.
A little bit.
Is it just floating or is it flying up?
It's kind of
like out of reach.
It's just staying in place. It's just like floating over it's like hovering. Yeah. It is kind of hovering. Just within regular like 3 or 4 feet type of deal.
Okay. I'm gonna say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I'm gonna reach out and try to grab a hold of it. 19 to hit.
Are you trying to grapple it or grab it?
I'm trying to touch it. It's a touch attack.
What are you trying to?
Inflict wounds.
Okay, gotcha. Let me look. Yeah, that hits.
I do not think I like you.
Ha 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 ha.
19 damage.
How much?
19.
Oh wow. Okay.
Damn.
That looks it just like flies up a little bit, and you touch it, and it what kind of damage is that? Necrotic? Yeah,
Yeah.
it like curls up a little bit, and it looks like it's bloodied. It looks like really there's this weird screech that comes out of Gertrude's face, from this new form, I guess. It looks really bad.
Okay.
It's almost dead. It might not have a chance to do anything.
Can I use sorcery points to reach my other hand out the other direction and grab hold of him and cast the same spell, twin spell?
If it twin spell is using the same that isn't an AoE, right? If it targets a creature, you can twin spell it to target another creature. Okay. Yeah, sure. Nice. Let's go.
Looks like eggs aren't the only thing that's getting beaten.
I wish I could. I wish I could come back with something, but you killed Gertrude, and all her puns are gone. These guys are lackeys, so they don't. They weren't told any food puns. Oh, that misses. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's looking bloodied as well. Anything else you'd like to do?
Bonus action. I would like to mage hand a slice of the cake off
Okay.
the center plate.
And eat it?
And no,
Nope.
I'm just gonna smear it in this guy's face.
Okay. Are you trying to do anything, or is that just like flavor? Flavor.
Yeah, just
Not very good
you're
flavor
horrible.
at that. It's rather batty. Okay. Jen Yaris, you are up.
Okay. If I were to use a spell that would allow me to potentially pull a target towards me and out of the range of another character, does that still proc opportunity?
It does not. It is forced movement.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
I mean,
the
no.
case. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
does the same work in reverse. So if I use telekinesis to move somebody 5 feet away from the enemy, do they get an attack of opportunity on us?
Nope. It's all forced. Any forced movement. There's nothing on either side.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
If that's the case, I'm still gonna target this baker next to Pops with
Okay.
Thorn Whip. I'll reach out my free hand and say, try Rose Hip Tea next time, as I reach out with Thorn Whip. Natural 20.
Hey, let's go. That's
Wow.
a nat 20. That's awesome.
So I should just be able to hit the damage and it does all the calculations?
Yes.
Yeah, see if it does. Doesn't.
It does not.
Nope. So
Okay.
it's a d6, so add 6 to that.
So 4 plus 6 is 10 damage.
So he goes down.
Oh, okay.
And yes, he is done. Oh wait, which one? I'm sorry, which one were you aiming at?
The blue dot.
Okay, yep, just making sure. Yeah, he is down, and also because you got a natural 20, it procs the combat inspiration. Yeah, who would you like to give combat inspiration to? Let's go.
I'm gonna go ahead and toss it to Pops.
Pops.
Kicking over the cake.
Hey,
I'll
Pops.
take-
You just received an inspiration point that lasts during combat. You start to glow with divine inspiration.
You said it lasts during this combat?
Only during combat.
During this combat? Or
Yes. Nope, just this combat.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Nice.
Oh, that's 2 weapon. That's not a weapon. Okay. And then I'm going to pop another healing word as a bonus action on Ryu. For 6 points of healing.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
And to end my turn, I'll say, less bat, more sugar.
Very good. Let's see, which one is that? Oh, that one is not in the turn order anymore. Goodbye. Felmir, you are up.
Right. So I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna pull a dagger out of my cloak, and I'm gonna take a swing at the green guy with my scimitar.
Okay. Let's see. Let us see. Yeah, that'll do it.
Alrighty. For 8.
Ooh, for 8 slashing damage. He is looking pretty rough. Not quite bloodied.
Alright, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action, my 2-weapon fighting, to make an attack on the red dot guy with my dagger.
Nice.
Hmm. 11.
11. Let me look. I'm pretty sure I stepped away from that step block. That meets it, beats it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, let me go back.
Let's go.
Then good. Good enough.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's 7.
7 piercing damage. Nice. He is looking pretty rough. He's looking bloodied. He's looking rough. That little dagger did some damage to him. It's not looking good for these guys. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, I'm gonna end it there.
Okay, easy enough. The caker that you hit first, the green caker, is going to... he is going to swing out at Felmir with his rolling pin. And because of pack tactics, just to remind myself, he rolled at advantage. Math. 14.
That misses.
Misses, and he will swing out his next rolling, or the same rolling pin, next attack, for a dirty 20 to hit.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna burn my reaction on this one.
Okay.
Do you mind if I step in?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I use one of my restore bounces charges to cancel out his advantage
Sure.
on the second attack? I don't know if it still hits or not, but
It would be a 17 to hit.
That it would be yeah, meets it.
okay, do whatever you were gonna do.
Yep.
I don't ever get to use that thing.
Well,
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna cast shield.
okay.
So my armor would go up to 22.
Okay. That misses. It will miss now. And he will just start to move forward slightly. And that is the end of his turn. Ryu, you are up.
Right. So. Whatever shall I do? Let me put spear. Let me do some measuring. If this will actually work. That would probably hit spell match. So I won't do that. I guess what I will do. I'll just up on the red dot guy and start swinging my daggers at him.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So, 13.
For the first one, that hits. Sure does.
For 4 damage.
Okay.
And
It's looking way worse.
I do have 2 weapon fighting, so. Oh yeah, 22 for the second one.
That hits as well.
It's like, just die already.
How much damage?
And that will be it. 3, I believe. Yeah, 3 for the second.
Okay. That second dagger impacts him right above the apron, right at the base of his jugular, and he is now dead. The last of the cakers are still standing. You've dispatched 3 of them already. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's all I can do.
Okay, easy enough. Okay, the floating, flying, bat-winged head. In 5 feet, it will look at Pops. And its head will shift and shape and like bubble and move and congeal itself into a mirrored reflection of your head, Pops. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I believe he might be AFK at the moment.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Wisdom save 5.
Okay. He can still hear. Nice. That's a failure. Excuse me. You take 7 points of psychic damage, and you have the frightened condition. And you are now frightened.
Question. Armor of
Yes.
Agathis. Would that proc that, or because it was a spell?
Let me look it up. Can you share it? Just so I can
Yes.
read it. Because I think it's attack, like an actual attack roll.
With the melee, you're right. You're right.
Okay. So it does not proc it. Yeah. But you are now frightened by your floating bat-winged head there. And then it will... Nope, that's all it can do. It doesn't have any other actions that it will do. So that's the end of his turn. Pharaoh will run through this. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. And he will move and he will attack this green caker right there with his short sword for 14 hit. That's gonna hit for 6 points. He's looking really rough. He'll swing out again for an 18 to hit. Okay. He downs that caker as he swings his short sword and cleaves the dude's head clean off. We should have just kept moving. Why would you stop us? He says as the head kind of rolls away a little bit. And that's the end of his turn. That caker is done. Pops, you are up. Top of the round. Actually, let me rephrase that. Oh, wait, never mind. Nope, you're good. Pops, you're up.
Is there any way to burn the inspiration to drop the fear? Get refocused?
I will say yes. You can burn your inspiration to remove a condition.
Looking around the room, frightened, my eyes settle on Janaris, and I recall the amazing job you did earlier, and I get refocused.
Nice. Pops has just used your glorious combat inspiration. Let chaos reign. Let's hope it helped. Sorceress Burst on old boy.
No.
Oh.
For 8?
Is there 8 to hit? That does not hit. It misses. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast. No, never mind. That's it.
That's it? Okay. Janaris, you are Belmere, you are on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna fly up a little bit. And kind of hover, kind of float above that dude's body so that I can see over Felmir.
Okay.
And I'm going to reach out my hand again with the Thorn Whip
Okay.
at the floaty head dude.
Okay. The
And
floating
I'm
head
going
of Pops.
yeah. Pops' floating bat-winged head.
Yep.
And be, you bake a horrible cake, stick to beignets next time. As I reach out with this Thorn Whip for another natural 20.
Ooh. Nice. Let's go. Who are you
Nice.
giving combat inspiration to, my guy?
I'll give it to Felmir this time.
Okay. Felmir, you now have
6
combat
plus
inspiration.
Max damage of 12.
Nice.
Oh,
That immediately destroys the floating head.
I knew
And it
it.
just explodes in viscera. Nice. Congrats. You were all out of combat for the moment.
Congratulations, Belmore. You got combat inspiration. You're now out of combat.
Give me 1 second, and I will
You're
be
so
right back.
inspired that the combat just ended.
Good.
Man, 2 natural 20s. I should use Thorn Whip more often.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was happy I got to use that javelin away.
Yeah. Is that your one item?
Yeah. For Ryu.
That's cool.
Make sure you pick it up afterward.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, sorry about that. Baby stuff. Okay, so you guys have defeated Gertrude and the Cakers. Let's see. Get a little bit of music back in here. Nice. All right, y'all are out of combat. What are y'all doing?
Does the head still look like Pop's?
First things first, I picked up my javelin.
Got it. The head exploded. It no longer looks like Pops.
Like anything.
Like anything, actually. It's just viscera.
I'm gonna search these guys.
Okay. Roll me if anyone else is assisting in the search. Whoever is assisting, y'all can roll
Same.
a investigation check, please.
I will help.
I will
Well,
cast
5.
guidance on Felmore.
Oh, okay. What's that? Another D4?
It is a D4.
Neat. And that was a 4, so yeah, 12.
Okay. Thelmir, you're having a little bit of trouble getting through some of the viscera, but you do find 2 stale baguettes.
Okay.
That aren't covered in blood. So they look okay, but they're stale. Pops, you were looking around. You find 3 mincemeat pies, a lemon tart. Is anyone else looking around too?
I rolled a 5.
Okay, gotcha.
I also was looking.
Okay. What do you got, Jen? Oh, you rolled a 10. Okay. I see that as well. Okay. Sorry. Pops. You find 3 mincemeat pies, a lemon tart, also a key in whatever was left of Gertrude's smock. You find a mysterious looking potion bottle, and you find under the table a little sack of coin that has 80 gold pieces in it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take.
Yay.
I'll go ahead and take 10 for the party, and throwing the bag over to our guide.
Okay.
So he'll get 40 gold. Everyone, go ahead and add 10 gold.
Perfect.
Can I
go ahead.
roll? Can I roll like a medicine check or anything to try to identify this potion?
Yeah, sure. Roll me a medicine check.
Man, all or nothing. I tell you what.
Looks like some kind of potion that you drink. Possibly.
Okay.
Hmm.
Holding it aloft. Does anyone else want to take a look at it?
I'll take a quick look at it.
Okay.
Would it also be medicine, or would it be
Well, too.
something else?
I mean, Arcana might be good. What suits your character?
I think medicine. I was just
Okay. Yeah.
inquiring about the distance I'm looking at.
Arcana would suit mine. I rolled a medicine.
Okay, so
Genioris. Medicine, please.
Okay. That is going to be an 18.
You kind of recognize it. It's a little muddied, but it looks to be a potion of poison resistance.
I'll relay that to Pops. That it looks like a potion of poison resistance.
Okay.
Yes.
While we're here, I would also like to float over to the table here.
Okay.
And do I see any cake left?
There's bits and pieces that Pops had stomped through. But well, let me see. Well, he was stomping on stuff. Let me see if anything survived. There is a small chunk with a partial bat wing kind of sticking out of it in the center of the table.
Okay, I will. Do I have? Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it up, and wrap it in a piece of cloth and save it for later.
Okay. Strawberry cake.
Are there are there like rolling pin weapons still?
Yeah, there's 4 rolling pins.
I'm gonna take 2 of them.
Okay.
I have 1.
Yeah. You want to take one too? Yeah, you go for it. For sure.
I'll hold it, the other one, for Ryu or Jen to claim.
I don't think Ryu would use it.
Okay.
Our question is, can I...
Yeah.
Oh. Good, Jen.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to ask if I can use the rolling pins as a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
What,
I will...
Oh, we can...
Send me a text. Send me a text over DM. Say, like, I have a rolling pin. What does it do? Or something like that. You want to use it as a weapon, so I'll make something for you.
All right.
And then I'll make it. So I'll make it as a homebrew item, but then I'll post it or whatever, and then y'all can put it into your inventories as that item. And I'll tell you all what it is once I make it.
Cool. Cool. Who looks... oh, go ahead, Pops.
Is there any pipe that we didn't see anyone use?
Nope.
So I know he went in here and came out here. I think we saw somebody go in this pipe and come out down here.
Maybe it was this one. Or this one. I can't recall if they used all three of them.
Well, I'm gonna spring off the table and kind of run and see if go in this pipe.
You come out the other pipe. Up top.
Looking around, who looks like they're hurt the most?
What, Ryu probably?
Ryu. Alright. I am gonna cast Cure Wounds on Ryu.
Okay. Nice.
For 11 healing.
That's good.
Nice.
Ooh, that's literally just as much as I needed.
Right on.
Hey.
Nice.
And I am going to go ahead and false life myself.
Okay.
For 17 temp.
Nice.
Temp HP.
As you all are kind of clearing up and looking around, Pharaoh kind of begins walking forward a little bit and kind of looks at all of you. And he says, maybe you can handle yourselves. Shame means I can't charge you extra, but thank you for the little bit of extra. And he like nods at Pops. So that is very generous of you. But
Say you're not gonna
He's
run
generous.
off.
I'm Pops.
well, no, he just stepped. He looked over at you, Pops, when he kind of like stepped over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. As long as you don't run off like our
As we
last
start
time.
making our way forward.
No, I say we continue forward. We don't have much further to go. The only issue we have current is at the end of this pathway, there's like a barred. Oh, wait, no. There was that barred door, and then there, further on, there's another one just past it. These bars, they seem, and he goes up to it and says, yep, they're locked.
Go
As
ahead
we're
and
making our
use
way
this.
forward, Ryu will kind of like look at the table. He'll scoop up a little bit of leftover icing on the he finds on a plate. He'll give it a taste and go, not bad. And just keep walking forward.
Ryu, roll me a d4. Two.
Or not.
Isn't that that's what you rolled as well, Jen?
Yes.
Okay.
I also rolled a 2.
Got it. Easy enough. I appreciate it. Pharaoh says, thank you, as he takes the key from Pops, unlocks the door, and says, well, I gotta be honest, I've had enough of these cake puns. Let's leave the cakers be. Let's get out of here before any more of them turn. And he starts
Lead the
to
way.
move forward. So he continues forward. If y'all are following, are y'all done in this area?
Yeah.
Okay.
As I follow, I'll say, well, that's just the icing on the cake.
He takes
Pharaoh's
you.
done.
There's not. He's pretty done. He just like shakes his head. He continues on further. Says not much further now. And you guys walk for about half an hour or so, to 45 minutes or so, and then you find another ladder that leads up. He like takes you down side paths and everything, staying away from like the main thoroughfares and things. And as you head up the ladder, you see in front of you, you stand before the giant marquee of a casino that reads Fortune's Wheel in a dazzling font. Fashionably dressed locals laugh arm in arm as they push through the casino's polished gold revolving door to the gambling hall within. Pharaoh lets out a satisfied sigh. This is the place. And that's where we're going to end our session, and you all gain a level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
My wing.
Heck yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Good one. A nice escape, and a nice little cake or beat down.
And some cake. Well, for two of you anyway. I like it. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. Players, thank you so much for playing. Let's say goodbye to everyone. Dubs, tell us where we can find you.
Hey, y'all can find me over on Twitch at Dubstepper. I believe Vito is so kind to put it kind of down there in the corner of the window there.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm pointing to it properly or not, but
Don't
that
worry.
is the common spelling. You can also find me on Kick at the same name.
Nice, nice. Nameless Orange, where you at, my guy?
You can find me on Twitch at Nameless Orange. I'm also on YouTube at Nameless Orange Plays, and now I am on Kick also as Nameless Orange Plays.
Nice, nice. A lot of streaming capacity going on. I love it. Nerdy Nobody, where can we find you, my guy?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch under the Nerdy Nobody.
Nice. Let's go check everyone out.
Well, no.
Twisted Fate, last but not least. Where can we find you, my guy?
Right here every 2 weeks.
I love it, and we love you for it. Well, that is going to do it for the night. As always, I am Chaotic Vito. You are absolutely awesome. Hey, let chaos reign. Chaos Crew, Chaos Gremlins. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Let chaos reign.
Let chaos reign.